Everything is right. I check everything is right. I see some. Huh? Okay. Okay. Jazakallah. Okay, Bismillah. Read the next verse and just translate it first. Read put a book in the Bible. Read. أصبناهم بذنوبهم. Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Let's look at the translation of the verse first. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أولم يهد للذين يرثون الأرض من بعد أهلها أن لو نشاء أصبناهم بذنوبهم ونطبع على قلوبهم فهم لا يسمعون. Is it not a guidance to those who inherit the land after its former inhabitants that if we so will, we would afflict them for the sins, and we seal their hearts so that they do not listen. So, awalam yahdi. So, awalam yahdi means, is it not lilladhina for those who inherit the lands, min ba'di ahli after its people, that Allah nasha'u, that if we will, we would afflict them with because of their sins, right? So what this verse actually means is, remember we told you Allah Ta'ala was mentioning his pattern, that what you done, what you do is people will become misguided, you would send his prophets will speak to them, and then if they didn't listen, you'd send difficult conditions, and still they didn't listen, then he gave them a rope to hang himself, like say, this guy here now, I give up hope with him, there's nothing I can do for him, right? Then he would seize them, then he would destroy them. So after relating events of the early people, the above verses invite the people of Arabia and the people of the world to take lessons from these events by abstaining from the deeds that incurred Allah's wrath and by following the practices that led the prophets and the believers to eternal success. So the reason why Allah Ta'ala narrates these verses to the people of Arabia is do not follow the same pattern. Do not follow the same pattern of the previous ummats. That's why Allah Ta'ala that if you, people of Arabia, you want to be saved from the punishment, you want to save from what happened to the previous people, then you have to warm up to this message. You have to accept this message, right? That's what he's saying there. It is not a guidance to those who inherit the land after its form inhabitants that if we so well, that we would afflict them for their sins. So isn't this, can't they, so this أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِ لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ أَهْلِهَا أَنْ لَوْ نَشَاءُ أَصَبْنَا بِذُنُوبِهِمْ. So is it not a lesson for the people that look here, we destroyed the same previous people as a result of the sin. So it is a lesson. You should take lesson. You should take this lesson to heart. You understand what I'm saying? So is it not a, so the verse 103, is it not a guidance to those who inherit the land after his former inheritance that we so well will afflict them with sins? So can't they take lesson that we can also destroy them like how we destroy the people? You understood it? أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِ لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ أَهْلِهَا. So Allah nashau asabnahum bizunubihim. So to say is like the file that if we wish asabnahum bizunubihim, we can destroy them for their sins. So awalam yahdi. You can say, did it though did not take, was it not a lesson for them? And what was the lesson? لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ أَهْلِهَا. That the people that came afterwards, they must realize they can also be destroyed like the people that came before. Are you with me on that one, right? The verse implies that these events should serve as a lesson and a means of guidance for later generations who've inherited the land from their earlier owners. They too can incur the punishment of Allah Ta'ala for their disbelief, just as their ancestors met the fate of ruin and disaster for the disobedience. Allah Ta'ala says, وَنَطْبَعُ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ, and we will seal their hearts so that they do not listen, right? So when Allah Ta'ala sees that these people are not interested in changing, those people are not improving, then Allah Ta'ala seals their hearts and they are not receptive to guidance anymore. So what pada is used for printing or stamping, it implies that these people have taken no lesson from the past events, with the result that they incurred the wrath and the anger of Allah Ta'ala, making their hearts sealed. They are therefore unable to listen to the truth. The Holy Prophet said in a tradition, when one commits a sin for the first time, a black dot is placed on his heart. If he keeps committing sins for the second and third times, the second and third dots are placed on his heart. If one increases in his sins without repenting to Allah Ta'ala, these black dots keep increasing until the whole heart is painted black. This ultimately deprives man of his natural faculty of distinguishing between right and wrong. This consequently leads one to receive evil as good and good as evil, harmful as useful, and useful as harmful. Interesting. Sometimes you read the paper or maybe you hear some people engaging in some actions and you wonder yourself, Ya Allah, how can a person do such a thing? How can even a sane person who commits such a vile and evil thing, and you are shocked up that you can't believe that the person with a tabi'at salima, a normal, natural position, can engage in such vile acts? And the answer is quite simple. The answer comes from the hadith that every time you commit a sin, a black dot appears on your heart. Now, this is not in the sense that physically a black means your heart becomes seared. Your heart, if you say, your heart becomes dead towards good. And every time another bad deed, evil deed, your heart dies off until your heart becomes spiritually dead. And when your heart is completely spiritually dead, you cannot perceive between what is right and what is wrong. So then you cannot distinguish. And this is the here you get your answer when you see certain people doing certain things. How can a person with a how can you murder so many people? How can you rape? How can you steal? It's because their hearts are completely spiritually dead. You understood? So this perversion of human understanding has been termed in the Quran as ran. In the Quran, we've done this, we'll do Babu Zikr. It's called ran. Ran means in Arabic means like rust. Termed in the Holy Quran as ran, in the rust of the heart. In this verse, as in many other verses of the Holy Quran, the stage is known as tabak. So where your heart is completely sealed, it cannot accept any truth. This is called tabak. It's tabak Allahu ala qulubihim. The result of the heart being sealed has been mentioned at the end of the verse by saying, La yasma'un, so that they do not listen. One may think that more appropriate, one may think that the more appropriate expression in this context was they do not understand as this verse, as the adverse effect of stealing. So, فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ, if you take the literal meaning, yes, here, فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ, it's not the literal meaning. They can hear, but they're not receptive. What the verse the Quran says? What it ما تعمى الأبصار ولكن تعمى القلوب التي في الصدور. The eyes are not blind, but it's the hearts. ولكن تعمى الأبصار, the hearts which are in the bosoms that are blind. So this is what they're making reference to, where the heart is sealed as a result of constant disobedience, as a result of constant transgression. The heart is not receptive to any good, right? So the Holy Quran has used the word listen to indicate that understanding is usually the result of listening to truth. Now, since the heart has been sealed, so to hear something is a means to understand something, right? To hear something is a means. So sometimes you use a sabab and you tend the musabab, you intend the end result. So Allah Ta'ala is saying, yeah, but what it actually means is understand. So they do hear, but they don't understand. Are you following all of the subtle points, huh? You following it, right? Now, since their heart have been sealed, they have been unable to listen to the truth. As Allah instructions may be that all human faculties and limbs are controlled by the human heart. That is the function of all human parts adversely affected by the malfunction of the heart. When one loves anyone, anything, when one loves anyone or anything, he likes everything, good and bad, in that person. Yeah, all right. So another explanation is this here, that when you are impressed with something, when you are, then you fail to see the wrong in that. The same thing here. Your heart has been so sealed that you are unable to see the wrong in that, right? Okay, read there. So the verses, I told you, أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِ لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ أَهْلِهَا أَنْ لَوْ نَشَاءُ أَصَبْنَاهُم بِذُنُوبِهِمْ وَنَطْبَعْنَا عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ. I told you that أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِ لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ, that Allah Nasha, and that the Allah Nasha, that if we wish, Asabnahum bi will afflict them in lieu of the sins. That is a fire. That, like that he did not bring any type of layahdi, he did not bring any type of sense, he did not guide these people. You understood that we can punish these people instantaneously. We did not serve Yahdi Ladina Yarithul Arda as a guidance to the latter generations. Are you with me? The ones who came afterwards, right? Right? And we sealed upon their hearts. Okay, read from there, Lukman. Yeah, there's a very clear. It says, أَوَلَمْ يَتَبَيَّنْ لَهُمْ أَلَّوْ نَشَاءُ أَصَبْ. It will come clear for the people that if we want to, we can punish them in a jiffy. Is it not evident, or they are oblivious to the fact? Do they think they can just carry on in their disobedience, right? Carry on. Yeah. Say, أَوَلَمْ يَتَبَيَّنْ لِلَّذِينَ يَسْتَخْرِفُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Yeah, that's quite clear. See, in the Genesis, أَوَلَمْ يَتَبَيَّنْ, didn't become clear, or didn't become evident. لِلَّذِينَ يَسْتَخْلِفُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, but those istakhlafa who came after in the land, من بعد إهلاك آخرين, after the destruction of the ones before them, after the others before them, like قبلهم, didn't become clear that أَلَّوْ نَشَاءُ فَعَلْنَا, that if we wish, فَعَلْنَا بِهِمْ, we can do with them كَمَا فَعَلْنَا بِمَنْ قَبْلَهُم, exactly what we done with the people before. We can do it anytime. So are they, I do, like how you say, maybe there was a student did something wrong, right? So you got a big hiding because he done something wrong. See, I skipped the line there. Okay, right. Oh, وَعَمِلُوا أَعْمَالَهُمْ وَأَتَوْا عَلَى رَبِّ. Right. Okay, sorry. So I'll give you an example. Yeah, one student was very naughty, right, and he got severe punishment. So the next day, you doing the same naughtiness what he done. So I said, don't you see what we done with that guy? Doesn't it become clear that what we done to him, we can do the same thing? Or do you think maybe we can't do the same thing to him? Do you think you won't get the punishment what he done because you are somebody different? You think so? Same thing, the exact same thing. Didn't they see that we can do the exact same thing? That was the kuffar, the Quraysh of Makkah. Don't they see we can do the exact same thing to them, what we done to the previous ummahs, how we punish them? Are you with me? Okay, let's stop there. Remember, we were going to. So, Muhammad Azim is traveling, né? He's going for Umrah, inshallah. So, there might be some changes in the times, but we'll just work it out and we'll announce that. Right? Yes. The same link, inshallah, your Mishkat too now, inshallah.